It's the Fifth Down Podcast. Welcome back, everybody. It's the National Football League. It was a big week last week. How we doing, Dixon?
We're all right. We're all right.
How's your team's record, huh?
Not as good as we want it to be, but it's okay.
3-2, I believe, huh?
Yeah, it's not great compared to your teams. It's not great.
I would not know. My 49ers at 4-0, the only undefeated team left in the National Football Conference.
Yeah, no doubt. But before we get into anything, I want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video that we played at the beginning of the podcast. This podcast is going to be a little bit different. We're here via FaceTime. My power's about to go out at home in about an hour or so we're getting it in a little earlier, a little different. I hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Yeah, I got a little food poisoning. Don't be eating raw fish, okay? I'm telling you, it's not good. Not good.
Yeah, not good at all. So you want to get right into it? We're going to go over what's happened so far in the last week and then get going with week 6, huh?
Shall we?
So, Thursday night, it was tough. My heart broke a little bit, but it's okay. That was only week 5. But, a tough loss for the Rams. They go into Seattle. They battle. They go back and forth. Can't stop the Seahawks on a 4th down. They throw an interception, but have a nice stop on defense. They drive all the way down the field, get within Zuerlein's easy field goal range, and he misses wide right.
Yeah, not so easy anymore, huh?
Not so easy anymore. You think that guy is one of the clutchest guys because, he has it in his veins, but he did not have it at that game, and it really sucked.
The Rams are looking awful on all 3 phases of the ball, giving up 30 points to the Seahawks, something that we were not used to seeing the Rams defense do last year. Something that's a team that was locking down offenses to less than 20 points for the majority of the season. And now they can't even put up above 30 points against the Seahawks defense. It's preposterous, okay? Coming from a Niners fan, I even thought the Rams were better than this. They're looking horrendous, and we are going to make them look even worse after week 6 in National Football.
See, I don't think they necessarily look horrendous. I don't think they look great. I feel like they've set the bar high with how they've done the past couple of years, and they have a good team. It's not like they have a bad team or they've lost people. They still have a great team. I just feel like they haven't found their stride on offense. Defensively, they have not been able to do well at all. Even the games they've won, they haven't played great on defense against the Saints game, and that's a different story with Teddy Bridgewater going in his first game. I get that. But, the Rams got to get it going if they're going to come out and even get close to winning the division or even make the playoffs, and that's hard for me. But, they just got to get it going.
No, you're right. I set them to high expectations coming off, a Super Bowl appearance last year. They should be better than this.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think they will be. I think last year was their shot. I don't see them playing that well this year. Okay, I at best I see them getting a wild card spot. Okay, but they must be better than this in order to even talk about playoff contention.
Yeah, I think they will get better. I think right now it's a little hard to say if they're not going to be good at all. But I feel like if they in the next couple weeks if they can't get it going, then I just don't see them ever getting it going. But they have a stretch in the next couple weeks against subpar teams. They got the Falcons next week, then the week after that. Then they got the Bengals, but can't look far ahead. We got a big game this Sunday, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So,
no doubt.
Moving into the Sunday slate, Cardinals-Bengals is the battle between the Ofer teams, 2 first-year coaches, Zach Taylor and Cliff Kingsbury. The Cardinals came out on top. This was the Bengals' shot. They didn't get it. The Cardinals had their shot. They took it. Kyler Murray, 253 yards in the air, 93 on the ground. Cardinals win 26-23.
And just to say one real quick thing, in the first episode, my prediction to go 0-16, the Cincinnati Bengals has upheld through 5 weeks. I'm proud. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I'm proud, though. The Bengals are horrendous.
Yeah, they're awful.
And Arizona is, up and comer a bit. We're seeing flashes from them, but they should be winning this game easy against the Bengals, quite frankly. With the building pieces that they have around them, they need to be playing better. this should not be a close game. Props to Arizona for getting their first win, though.
Yeah, I mean, with a running back like David Johnson, you can't have your quarterback being the leading rusher and expect to win games. I mean, they were playing the Bengals, came out on top, but you can't keep doing that and expect to win games for the Cardinals. But that game doesn't mean too much, so we're going to move right on into the Bills-Titans game. This is one of the games we differed on. I know why you picked the Titans, because you weren't sure if Josh Allen was going to be playing. But he ended up playing. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 219 yards. Buffalo went in there and had a close victory, 14-7. Wasn't much heroics throughout the whole entire game, but Bills got it done.
Well, the Bills remind me very much of the 49ers in the fact that their defense is going to be the one who are going to be carrying through these tough games when their offense can't get going. Okay? Holding the Tennessee Titans to 7 points. Though the Titans may not be a top 10 offense, nor near a top 15, they are a pretty solid offense that should be capable of putting up, at least 20 points a game. So it's props to the Buffalo for coming into Tennessee and be able to hold the Titans down to 7 points.
Yeah, so I think it's a big thing to look at right now. The Bills are 4-1, right? Their next game, they have the Dolphins. Then 2 games after that, they have the Redskins. Then 2 games after the Redskins, they got the Dolphins again. So that's 3 more easy victories against teams that have not won a game yet. So that would place them at 7-3 at the worst if they lose the other 2 games in that. It's crazy to think that the Buffalo Bills could be 7-3 after 10 games. But, they got rocket arm Josh Allen behind them, and they have a great defense, so it'll be fun to watch. But moving into the London game, Bears-Raiders. This game was supposed to be an easy win for the Bears.
Oh, Lord.
But what the hell happened? The Raiders went into London and won 24-21. But one thing I want to look at before we get going, the Raiders were up 21-0, or 17-0, my bad. Then the Bears came back in the third quarter and took the lead. And then the Raiders marched down the Bears' throat with 2 minutes left and scored and won 24-21. Unbelievable by the Bears. How do you blow that?
Well, here's my thoughts, okay? I saw the Raiders surprise us in the first half, something I did not see coming at all. I knew Chase Daniel was playing, but quite frankly, I didn't think it would be that much of a difference because we're talking about the Bears' defense. Just like the Bills and Niners, they carry that team. Trubisky has not been playing that well that season. The thing that surprised me, though, I knew the Bears would be coming back, okay? I didn't know that the Raiders would be able to hold them off through that comeback, though. I honestly did not. I had faith in the Bears to pull out that win even after the first half. So very, very impressive that the Raiders were able to get that touchdown in the fourth quarter and take that game home.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Jacobs continues to impress everybody. 123 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, he's great. He's going to continue to do well, and I think the Raiders can possibly go out and win some more games if he can continue to do that, and Derek Carr can keep the ball out of the other team's hands like he did last game.
Well, yeah, and the crazy thing was that Foster Moreau led this team in receiving yards. Mm-hmm. We're used to Waller Baller, okay, handling the ball for the Raiders, okay, and yet Darren Waller has not scored 1 touchdown this year, yet he's had an immense amount of receiving yards. Mm-hmm. So just another stat that's very interesting to look at. Derek Carr, no passing touchdowns. We saw Jacobs, like you say, just take over this game. Very impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Moving into a game down there in the NFC South. Got a big game between the Saints and the Buccaneers. 31-14, the Saints came out on top. Big game for Bridgewater, man. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. But you look at the other side. Jameis Winston is not turning the ball over that much. And, I mean, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in the Dome. I get it. It's a different place when you play at the Dome. And Winston's putting together somewhat of a solid season. But, I mean, Saints are still great. Came out on top with 31-24 victory.
Yeah, I'm not quite convinced on Winston. He still fumbled in that game. The Buccaneers still just continue to. One week they look like a legitimate team, and the next they look like a joke.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like how much do you pay? How much did the Pirate pay for corn? A Buccaneer. Okay, they're just a joke. Okay, I need to see more from the Buccaneers to be convinced that they're a legitimate team that can actually put up a fight week in, week out. Teddy Bridgewater leading his team to 4-0 as a starter, very impressive.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to watch. I mean, you thinking the Saints aren't going to win all these games with Bridgewater at the helm, and every game that he started they've won, so it's huge for the Saints, and they make them fun to watch because it's a little bit different. It's a different scene. You normally see Breeze, and you have a guy out there Bridgewater winning games for the Saints, so that's pretty big. Moving on, next game, Vikings at Giants. This is the first loss of Daniel Jones' career. 28-10 victory for the Vikings.
Yeah, I think we saw this coming. We both picked the Vikings, if I believe.
No,
correctly.
I took the Giants.
Oh, you did pick the Giants?
Yeah.
Wow. Don't trust Colin with your weekly picks, guys. I'm telling you. Who the heck would pick? Without Saquon Barkley, you're picking the Giants to beat the Vikings. Unbelievable. I know Kirk Cousins has not showed up that much. Okay, I know. But I would love to see some progression from Danny Dimes as we go out through this season. I know we haven't seen Saquon play the past few weeks. Hopefully he comes back after the Patriots game. We can throw in the loss to the Giants this week, obviously, against the Patriots. But I want to see progression from Danny Dimes.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. And I've talked a ton about average Kirk Cousins. Went out there, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the big thing that I touched on last week, Adam Thielen was mad at Cousins because he was not throwing him the ball. What does Cousins go out there and do? Throw it to him 7 times, 130 yards for Thielen and 2 touchdowns. I mean, if your guy ain't happy with you, go out there and make him happy. But they got another guy in there, Stephon Diggs, who does not look too happy.
Yeah, and by the way, I just wanted to, formally apologize for that phone call. It was Colin's aunt calling. She's not happy with me for saying the Bengals are going to go 0-16. Anyways, let's move on. What we got next?
Whoa there. Chill with that. Who actually called?
It was Auntie Dixon. All right, what game we got next? Huh?
My
Jaguars,
God.
Panthers. Here we go. 34-27, Panthers pulled out. DJ Chark, what a game. Minshew continues to impress. Almost led the Jaguars to a winning or a game-tying drive at the end, but just could not pull it out. Props to the Panthers for hanging on. Christian McCaffrey.
He's unreal.
Unreal.
MVP.
On my fantasy team, when he is literally the reason why I'm 5-0. I've never been 5-0 in fantasy this year, ever before. Okay, I'm like the Niners, undefeated. You just don't see it that often. Okay, but we're seeing miracles. Anything that has to do with the Niners, okay, that they just do well. Okay, I'm sorry. What we got, Dixon?
I mean, I took the Panthers in this game. I'm like, McCaffrey's great, man. He is great. But one thing I want to touch on quickly right here. If you're the Jaguars, do you trade Nick Foles? I do.
Yes. Are you kidding me? I'm keeping my jockstrap with me, okay? I'm not letting that guy go.
No, no way. He is great. He brings something different to the table. And I just love to watch him play. I mean, 374 yards for Minshew. Everyone was like, oh, he was in Washington State's offense. He can't do it in the league. He's literally going out there and doing it in the league.
Yeah, and he's doing it well. And this guy is looking like, Drew Brees 20 years later. Okay, this guy is putting up numbers week in, week out. He found his guy, DJ Chark, that he loves to go to. DJ Chark, what a fantasy play he is. Don't bench him ever again. 8 receptions, 164 yards, 2 TDs. You got to love it. Minshew's a legit fantasy play. McCaffrey has just been unreal, a freak of nature, 19 attempts, 176 rushing yards, along with a receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
So DJ Moore also continues to be Kyle Allen's favorite option. So that's what we're seeing. Cam Newton is nearing a comeback. We'll see what the Panthers are ballsy, and they try to ride with Kyle Allen. If he keeps again, this team wins. I know it's Cam Newton, former 2012 MVP, whatever. I'm telling you, Kyle Allen is putting up wins.
Yeah, no doubt. Moving on to a game that we all knew Eagles were going to beat the Jets. I mean, we're not going to really go over it too much. Wentz 189 yards, 1 touchdown. Luke Falk on the other side, 2 interceptions. Jets get back Darnold, but they still have not won a game yet this season. I don't really want to talk about that because that game didn't mean anything. But moving on to a game that went into overtime. Ravens-Steelers. Ravens went into Pittsburgh, faced that great defense that they have, but they pulled out a victory in overtime. But I'll let you talk about it, and then I have a question for you after we talk about it.
So I believe it was week 3 during the podcast I said that I have Lamar Jackson on 2 of my 3 fantasy teams. I said, trade him now. You're going to get maximum value for him.
Mm-hmm.
And his numbers have gone down pretty
tremendously, yeah.
But I only said that because I knew the value that we would get from after those 2 weeks. People were going to pay up for Patrick Mahomes' value, quite frankly. I'm not saying that Lamar didn't play well. I'm just saying that Pittsburgh defense is legit. That is a legit defense. They held my Niners offense to 24 points. It was impressive. And they held the Baltimore Ravens to 26 points, which most people around the league would say is impressive as well, being a top 5 offense. So Steelers, without their backup quarterback now, Mason Rudolph, go to Delvin Hodges.
Duck.
We will see how that works out. I've got no idea. I don't know who that guy is. I knew Josh Dobbs. They just traded him, though.
Yeah, they traded him to the Jags.
To the Jags, okay. But, yeah, I'm hoping Rudolph gets back. Most likely not this week. Probably next week. Prayers up to him after that brutal hit. Around the NFL, we're seeing a very interesting rule of pass interference and now helmet-to-helmet contact. Something that's very black, not black and white.
There's the gray area, no doubt.
And we're not seeing. The biggest surprise of the season to me so far has just been the referees calling. We have not seen definitive calling on both of those 2 penalties yet. Mm-hmm. So. But anyways, a solid game. Justin Tucker seals it home for the Ravens.
Yeah, I want to touch on some that happened in overtime. I don't know if you saw what Tomlin did, but they won the coin toss. And normally in overtime in the NFL, when you win the coin toss, you want the ball because you want to go down there and score. You know what Tomlin did? He thought he wasn't going to get good field position, so he deferred, and he decided to kick off because he trusted that defense. They won it for him. They got the ball back. But the offense couldn't do anything setting up the Ravens kicking that game-winning field goal. I just want to quickly see what your thoughts are on Tomlin's ballsy play right there.
You know what? Tomlin has always been a coach that me and many other NFL analysts around the league I've admired simply for his leadership and he's always been upfront with his players and he has not tolerated any BS. We saw with AB, we saw with Le'Veon. Mm-hmm. Does not tolerate that BS. Good for him. I hope that the Steelers keep him. This guy is such a great and tremendous coach. But obviously I would never have done that. You always take the ball in overtime. That's just what you do. But I guess when you doubt your offense like that and have that much trust in your defense, I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, no doubt. Moving into a team that also has a great defense, the Patriots went into the Redskins. Beat them 33-7. The Redskins decided to start Colt McCoy. We did not see Haskins. But Brady, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Sony Michel has his best game of the year. 91 yards, 1 touchdown without Rex Burkhead playing. Do you have anything you want to talk about in that game, or do you just want to move on?
Not much. Pats are rolling. The Redskins are a horrendous team. We're seeing it week in, week out. The Redskins-Miami game is going to be a fascinating game this week. Beyond that, nothing else to say.
Yeah, definitely will be a good one. Falcons-Texans. Deshaun Watson went out there, 426 yards, 5 touchdowns. 3 of those touchdowns went to a guy who was on my bench in fantasy football, Will Fuller. 14 receptions, 217 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had so many points on my bench, and thank God I still won because I would have been so mad with him on my bench getting that many points. But you look at it, the Falcons are 1-4. They're awful. But the Texans, they're good.
Yeah, the Texans are legit. The Texans, their offense gets it done. I'm telling you. We were waiting for this to happen. We were waiting for Will Fuller to have a good, solid week when he just absolutely goes off. Okay, the defense, they traded Jadeveon Clowney, so lost a big piece there. They haven't been that great, but their offense got them through this game really. They allowed Matty Ice to just drop a shitload on them, quite frankly. However, Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson and company took care of business, scoring over 50 points.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I'm going to start moving a little faster so we can get everything in with my whole power possibly going out soon. But so moving on to Broncos Chargers. Broncos are 6.5 point, or Chargers were 6.5 point favorites, but the Broncos went in there and got their first victory.
Yeah, the Broncos finally get that victory they've been looking for with Vic Fangio. John Elway was sure excited in the locker room. First of all, I just want to touch on one thing, okay? And it's that the Chargers are the biggest disappointment so far this season, probably. People consider them Super Bowl contenders, okay? They had some injuries in the secondary, I understand, with, starting off with Derwin James and Adrian Phillips, but this is unacceptable, okay? You just got Melvin Gordon back. You cannot be losing to the Broncos. The Broncos, just before this game, were saying that they were going to shop their whole team, basically. Von Miller, Emmanuel Sanders, Derek Wolfe, and company. And now, all of a sudden, they just beat a Super Bowl quote-unquote contender. So this is horrendous for the Chargers.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the Chargers got to be better. Phillip Rivers got to be better. I mean, I get it's a home game, but it's not really a home game. They have a stadium with 30,000 people, and they still don't sell it out. And they're going to not continue to sell.
SubHub Center, Dixon, huh? That's a quality center right there, huh?
It's a quality center for football, not football.
Maybe not football Americano, huh?
Yeah, but Rivers, 2 interceptions. Melvin Gordon, only 31 yards on the ground. I mean, I don't want to touch on it too much more, but Chargers got to figure something out because they can easily make the playoffs, but they don't look like they can. They look like if they're going to lose to teams like the Broncos, they could get last place in that division. Moving on to a good game on Sunday. We both had the boys, but the Packers went into Dallas, coming off a loss. Aaron Rodgers was like, you know what? Let's go. 238 yards, no touchdowns, but he hands it to his boy Jones. And, I mean, 107 yards, 4 touchdowns, 75 in the air for him as well. I mean, have a day.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a fun game all around. Even in the stands, Ellen DeGeneres and George W. Bush sit next to each other. You don't see that every day, huh?
No, you don't. You don't see that anywhere, ever.
Oh, my goodness. Aaron Jones, 4 rushing touchdowns. I mean, this guy, we have not seen him do, let alone score, 1 rushing touchdown every week. But he scores 4, takes care of it for the whole offense. No Devontae Adams. They knew they were going to have to come in and run the ball. Cowboys have a solid quarterback with Byron Jones. Who just locked down MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. But Zeke Elliott, calling you out on my fantasy team, I want to see you start putting up some big games here. Okay, I'm seeing pretty average, 18 points here and there. I want to see a McCaffrey game. All right, just calling you out real quick, PSA.
Yeah, no doubt. Dak Prescott, still 463 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns, but a thing we haven't seen much out of Dak so far this year, 3 interceptions. I don't think I'm too worried for the Cowboys or Dak Prescott, but, I mean, he can put that 3 interceptions behind him and keep moving forward with the boys. I don't think they should be too worried. I mean, they haven't played anyone great until they played the Packers, and the Packers gave them a test and beat them. But moving on, Sunday Night Football. Colts went into Arrowhead and sucked the life out of everybody there. Patrick Mahomes 1 touchdown. The Chiefs only scored 13 points. Are you kidding me? Okay? It's ridiculous.
Biggest surprise of the NFL 2019 season. Right here, the Colts with Jacoby Brissett coming in and taking out the Chiefs. I don't even know how to process this. I don't care they didn't have Tyreek Hill. I don't care who was injured and who wasn't. How does this happen? Patrick Mahomes, how do you score only 13 points on the Colts defense? That's absolutely pathetic. Okay? No Darius Leonard still. And no Malik Hooker as well.
Yeah, so, they're playing with a decimated secondary, playing the most basic defense, and the Chiefs could not dice it up like they diced up everybody else.
Hey, I got no complaints, okay, because guess what? That meant that there were only 2 undefeated teams left, me and the Patriots, okay?
Yeah.
Because guess, Jimmy G, Tom Brady, that quarterback from the Patriots locker room magic, okay? If only, Brissett was, 5-0. That would be a bit of a stretch, though.
Yeah, no doubt. Moving into your game, Monday Night Football. Browns put up a dud. I mean, 3 points. 49ers won 31-3. Before you get into your whole spiel, I want to talk about something real quick.
About this, Dixon.
The Browns are ridiculous, okay? Baker Mayfield, 2 interceptions. 100 yards, 8 for 22. Okay, I get that this was your Super Bowl pick, this game, but, we don't even have to talk about that. We can throw that out the window. Your Niners are contending now, but your Browns aren't. Freddie Kitchens has no idea what the hell he's doing with that offense. You look at what he did against the Rams. When they ran quick out routes, quick short routes, they were moving the ball. But for some reason, he stopped doing that. And then that's why the Rams won. Then he goes out and dices up the Ravens. What does he turn around and do? Do something totally different against this Niners defense who was putting pressure on Baker Mayfield. He could have just done quick passes, get Odell going, get Jarvis going, get Nick Chubb going. None of that was happening. And it's just outrageous. The Browns were so overhyped. They aren't going to make the playoffs. I'm sticking by that take. And now that I've gone off on this spiel, even though I don't like the Browns, I just need to get that off my chest. Take the floor, Zach. Talk about your 49ers.
Well, real quick. Okay, the Ravens are 3-2. The Steelers are 1-4, yeah?
Yeah.
And the Bengals are 0-5.
Yeah.
The Browns are 2-3.
Uh-huh.
The Browns just beat the Ravens. I'm confident that they still have a good shot at winning this division. Just saying. They're down both their starting cornerbacks as well. That's huge. Denzel Ward-Greenwood's a huge part of that defense. But 3 points, I feel sorry for the Browns fans out there because, when my Niners team, when the defense comes in and plays whatever team, I don't care who it is, they're going to lock them down. And my thoughts and prayers go out to that offense because they're just going to get mentally and physically worn down every single week. I can't wait to see what the Rams next week. But let's get into this game, 31-3. Okay? The Niners had numerous opportunities, again, that they could have taken advantage of, but did not. Okay? Yet they still win by 28 points, still score over 30 points, and still allow just a field goal and not even one touchdown. The Niners, through their first 4 games this season, have not allowed one rushing touchdown. They're legit. They're scary. We have the best pass rush and best defensive line in the league. We have the best running game in the league. Though we did just lose both of our starting left and right tackles and our starting fullback for 4 to 6 weeks now, I'm still confident that we will be 10-0 through our first games of the season. You heard it right here. I'm telling you. 10-0. I'm telling you. Okay. 10-0.
I heard you the first time. But
we are going. You know what? Sorry. Let me retract that statement. We're going 9-0. Okay.
9-0?
I don't want to say that we're beating the Packers quite yet, but I'm telling you, not to look ahead. We're beating the Rams. Then we're beating the Redskins. Panthers. Seahawks. Cardinals?
Yeah, Cardinals, then Seahawks, then Cardinals again, then the Packers.
Please. I'm telling. I just am going to. I want to be chill. Okay, I want to be chill. I don't want to rub this in. Okay, because I know all these other teams are out here saying, "Oh, the Niners are pretenders, not contenders." No one believes any of it yet, and I just want to be chill about it because I believe it. Obviously. I know everybody doesn't, so I just want to be chill. I don't want to be mean, okay? But, let's move on to next week. Good job, 49ers. You just beat a quality team by 28 points.
All right, so moving into week 6, Zach is on cloud 9. We'll see about that next week.
We're on cloud 6. It's week 6, Dixon. Anyways, first game tomorrow night. Giants at Patriots. No Saquon, no Evan Ingram, no Sterling Shepard. How worse can it get? This is going to be an absolute blowout.
Yeah, we don't need to touch on it too much. We both
in
have
Foxborough.
Yeah, we both have the Patriots. It's easy. There's only one thing wrong with the Patriots. One. Their kicker. But if you aren't in games that are close enough where you need your kicker, it doesn't matter. Gostkowski got hurt. He's done for the year. They bring in Nugent. Nugent kind of sucks, but, they'll make it work.
Let's talk about one real quick thing just to ponder back on week 5 about. what was up with the kicking? Okay, Robbie Gould missed 3 field goals. Greg Zerlin, one of the best kickers in the league, misses the game-winning 44-yarder. And Mike Nugent sucks it up. And Joey Slott, the best fantasy kicker through the first 5 weeks, misses 2 field goals and an extra point. I don't know. The kicking gods were just not feeling week 5. I hope to see it back. I don't like when my kicker doesn't do well.
Yeah.
My kicker is the heart and soul of my team, Robbie Gould. Okay, but fantasy gods, let's just pray back up to him. And, kicking gets back to par. Okay, real quick. Anyways, back to week 6.
Moving into the Panthers-Buccaneers game. This is where a field goal matters for those out there betting. Spread is 2.5 points. Panthers are going into Tampa Bay with as the favorites. We both got the Panthers. Tell me why you think the Panthers are going to win this game.
Now, you see, the Buccaneers, in week 2, they pulled out this game. Mm-hmm. And you know why they did? Because they held Christian McCaffrey to 7.9 fantasy points. Christian McCaffrey scored over 20 points every other week. I don't know what about the Buccaneers defense this is. Maybe they can stop the run. Maybe that's it. But that is going to be the key for them this week is if they can stop Christian McCaffrey. If they can't, Panthers win easy. I'm going to put on Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I'm putting it on Kyle Allen. The reason I'm putting it there is because last game Cam could not throw the football for anything. I mean, it was bad weather, and I'm not blaming it on that because Cam has not been – when he played this year, he was not able to complete his passes. Therefore, then they had to go right to the running game. And Buccaneers knew the running game was coming. Therefore, they were able to stop McCaffrey. I think Kyle Allen opens it up for the Panthers. I think they go out and get a W right there.
This is the London game as well.
Yeah, it is. Moving on to the next game. Seahawks, who just beat my Rams, are going into Cleveland, playing your Browns. Your Browns are 1.5-point favorites. I took the Seahawks.
Wow.
I think Russell...
Are they really? 1.5-point favorites.
Yeah, that's it. I would have thought Seahawks would be favorites in this game.
Oh, my goodness. The Niners must be about to kick the Seahawks' booties. I'm sorry. Sorry to detract my Niners, of course. But I see the Browns coming motivated as ever after just getting absolutely smanked by my Niners. Smanked. Okay. They're going to be motivated. Freddie Kitchens may actually finally start calling some good plays, for the love of God. But I see the Browns pulling this one out because they're going to need to. If they're going, this is one of the biggest games of the season because they cannot fall 2 games below 500. They need to get back to 500 real quick, and they'll be okay.
Yeah, I think this is a big game. I like the Seahawks just because Russell Wilson, man, what he showed against the Rams, he was unbelievable that game. I mean, Pete Carroll said that was probably the best game he's ever seen Russell Wilson play. I think Russell Wilson is going out there and possibly competing for an MVP this season. Obviously, I think McCaffrey's the guy right now, but Russell Wilson could go out there and compete for an MVP. And don't give me that look. Look at his stats. He's playing amazing.
Dude, if we want to talk about MVP, we're going to talk about Nick Bosa. Okay.
Oh, my God. That's not even close. We'll talk Rookie of the Year, not MVP.
Unbelievable. He has been such a dominant force that he's got to be in the MVP conversation. If we're going to bring a defensive player in the MVP conversation, it's going to be Nick Bosa. No more Aaron Donald. How many sacks does Aaron Donald have this year, Colin? How many? One. Nick Bosa got 3 in one game.
Cool.
Enough said. Next game, Eagles at Vikings. I'm taking the Eagles. You're taking the Eagles. We like what we've seen from the Eagles lately. They have been a good defense. 35 points last week. I understand it's the Jets, but 35 points. There's defense. Very solid. It's going to be about Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I like, speaking of your running backs, but I like what the Eagles are doing with both theirs. Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, they mix it up, and they make the offense go well, and I really like it. I think this game's in Minnesota. I think it'll be a close one, but I just don't like the Vikings, man. They got a foothill along as their backup quarterback, but we're still riding with the Eagles.
Shawnee Mannion. Yep. Probably better than Cousins right now, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins has been awful.
Moving on to the NFL game of the week, Redskins at Dolphins. Oh, my goodness. I am going to pay to see this game. I just cannot wait to see the Dolphins get their first win this season. I can't wait, okay? I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. People have been saying Dolphins worst team in the league. I'm really feeling the Dolphins right now are in the locker room saying, you know what? I think this is it. This is going to be our only opportunity to win. We got to put everything out there we got. Okay, I just see that. What do you think, Dixon?
I don't know. Like I see that as their opportunity, but this game could literally be the tiebreaker for the number one overall pick. It could truly come down to that. Um, I think the Redskins come out on top just because they have more experience. I think Colt McCoy and whoever they got, Darius Geis could be coming back,
I believe
but
Keenum is going to start actually.
Keenum, I still like Keenum more than I like Josh Rosen at this
No
point.
doubt. Scary Terry McLaurin too.
Yeah.
But I think you're only picking the Redskins for the sake of your own 16 pick.
I don't know, dude. This game was like, as we talked about it, both these teams suck, and like when two sucky teams are going against each other, you honestly don't know who the hell to take. But like, I don't think the Dolphins are good. I still want them to go 0-16. Not that I want them, but I think they are going to go 0-16. Hence my pick for the Redskins.
It's a cold take right there, if I've ever seen one.
A cold take. All right. I don't know about that one. Last time you called me out on a cold take, it didn't end up well for you. Anyways.
Oh, dude, who's winning in picks this year?
Okay, you're winning by 2.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And whose team is doing better? Oh, yeah, Niners 4-0. Oh, yeah, Rams 3-2. Oh, yeah, about to be 5-0 and 3-3.
Okay, sounds good. Next game, Texans Chiefs.
I'm taking the Texans. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Deshaun Watson, top 5, if you will do it again. I'm convinced that the Chiefs could choke again for the third week in a row. They did not look good in their win prior to the Colts. They did not look good against the Colts. I don't think they're going to look good again. I think the Texans have finally got that offense rolling to where they want it to be going. Will Fuller looked unbelievable, and now you put Hopkins in there a little too, and a little Jordan Atkins. That guy is a tough runner if I've ever seen one too. And so Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, 1-2 punch. I see this offense rolling over the Chiefs, I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. You said it right there, shootout. Teams with not great defenses are gonna go at it, and they're gonna battle. And I want to be able to watch this game. I want to be able to take it in and enjoy it. I won't be able to because I'm gonna be at work. But I think this is just gonna be a great game. A lot of offense is going to be on display, but I got the Chiefs coming out with this one. They played horrible against the Lions. Somehow they pulled it out. They played horrible against the Colts.
You're not going to be working when the Rams lose, right?
No, I will not be working when the Rams lose because I will be off at work because I'm getting someone to come in early for me, and the Rams aren't going to lose. So, moving on to the next game. Saints at Jaguars. Jaguars are 1-point favorites. They're favorites in this game, and that's because of Gardner Minshew. But will Gardner Minshew be able to beat the Saints? No, not this time.
You know what? Okay, I am Gardner's biggest supporter out there. Okay, especially as a prospective Wazoo student, possibly. Okay, Gardner is my dog. Okay, I dance with my dogs in the nighttime. Woof.
Always.
Okay. But the thing is, the Saints have literally not lost a game with Teddy Bridgewater. Mm-hmm. Bridgewater took control of this team and be able to put them in positions to succeed. And I understand it's in Jacksonville, but I just feel like the Saints are going to keep rolling. That's all I got to say about that. Saints are going to keep rolling 5-1.
I feel like Minshew, he hasn't played a top tier team yet. He's got the Saints coming in. I get they got Bridgewater at the helm, but he's going to have his first real test of a great NFL team. I think he still plays well, but the Saints come out on top in this one. Next game, don't need to touch on it. It's your own 16 pick, the Bengals. We'll be going into Baltimore playing the Ravens. This is a big bounce back game for the Ravens after taking 2 L's. Or, not 2 L's, I'm sorry, but they barely beat the Steelers. But, I mean, we both have the Ravens. Do you want to touch on it, or do you just want to move on?
Yeah, here's the one thing I want to touch on about the Bengals. When A.J. Green comes back, I want the Bengals front office to trade him to the 49ers. Trading him to the 49ers will officially put the Niners as the best team in the league. They're top 5 right now. They will be the best team in the league if they do get A.J. Green. They're one receiver away. You know it. I know it. That's all I got to say about the Bengals. Nothing about the game. Just that's what I hope to see.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm just sorry, Auntie Dixon again. Anyways,
Again, it's not Auntie Dixon. She's not a Dixon, but get it right.
well, apologies, Auntie.
So I was gonna have our game be the next game, but I want to wait and talk about that later. Because we're gonna get into that deeply. Falcons, Cardinals, battle of the birds. Who you got?
This was a tough one for me. I'm gonna take the Cards though. Okay. The Falcons have been, like I said, the biggest disappointment of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a tight game.
Yeah, it will be.
I'm just hoping that the Cards get rolling. I understand they're in my division, obviously. I don't want them to do well, but it's not like they're legitimate or anything.
Yeah.
I just want to see the Cards finally start to put some pieces together. They did it last week against the Bengals. Let's see if they can do it against a bit of a better team against the Falcons. I have no. I don't believe anything about the Falcons is good right now.
Yeah.
A 1-4, and that team is too talented to be 1-4. Julio, Devonta, Muhammad, Calvin, Matty Ice, Ido.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how bad the Falcons have been, but I'm rolling with the Falcons. I just I've been a supporter of the Cardinals with Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. They got their first win last week, but I see Matty Ice going in there, and he sees a team that he can beat. I don't think he sees that much more in this league. He goes in there, he sees a team he can beat. I think he beats the Cardinals. Moving on, next game, Titans and Broncos. Broncos coming off their first loss. Both of us have the Broncos in this game because we don't really believe in the Titans. Give me your reasoning.
It's their first win.
Oh, yeah, first win. Did I say first loss? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Vic Fangio, finally got his first win as a head coach. Philip Lindsay, looking great. Okay, it's going to be about that run game. Titans have a good run defense. We'll see what they can do. They got the 1-2 punch with Rolls-Royce Freeman, and then Philip the Man Lindsay. Okay, it's going to be all about the run game, quite frankly, for the Broncos. God bless Joe Flacco, whatever he can do. Titans, it's going to be about the run game as well. God bless what Marcus Mariota can do. These are two very, very bad quarterbacks in the league right now. The only thing that's keeping them alive is the run game. So it's going to be it's going to be about the trenches in this game, a game of the trenches.
Yeah. Next game we're going to get into Cowboys at Jets. I don't really want to talk about it because we don't got too much time left. But Sam Darnold's back for the Jets. We both have the Cowboys. They're going to come off their second loss in a row and go into New York and snag a W. But to the game that we care about most, 49ers at the Rams. I was a little shocked to see this. The Rams are 3-point favorites. I was really shocked to see that the Rams were favorites in this game. But I'm sure everyone who knows and has listened to the podcast, you know who I'm going with. You know who Zach's going with.
Who are you going with, Dixon?
I'm going with the Rams, baby. Horns up.
Tell me why.
Tell me why? Okay.
Wait, I got one more question. Why were the Horns down the past 2 weeks? What happened to the Horns?
I don't know why the Horns were down because
once you lose the Horns, they don't grow back.
No, we haven't lost the Horns yet, buddy. Anyways, so you touched on it. You touched on it too. The Rams have the best shot to go beat the Niners this week. The Niners are out both tackles. They don't have Juszczyk. All right. What I've seen when I've watched the Niners offense play is Shanahan loves to run it through Juszczyk. And he loves to do that. But Juszczyk's out. I think that's big. I think the Rams coming off these 2 losses, they have a long week. All right? They're going to go out and go do it. They got their home fans. I'm hoping they wear those throwback unis and look nice. I think they're going to go out there and they're going to shove it down the Niners' throats. All right? This is a different defense, all right? They haven't played well, okay? Aqib Talib is questionable. Marcus Peters is paid like crap. That's why the Rams are in talks for Jalen Ramsey now. But that hasn't happened yet. And here, you know what? The Rams are going to go out there and beat the Niners by 20. And I'm sitting here right now telling you guys, Rams beat the Niners by 20. Fact and point. Zach, it's your turn. You're probably going to say the same thing, but other way. But I just want to hear what your thoughts are.
Well, I mean, hey, you could be more right about well, first of all, I mean, who wants to trust Colin anymore? Last week, we heard him come on and say, the words were, I guarantee that the Rams beat the Seahawks. I guarantee you. Those are the final words when you talk about that game. Obviously, the Seahawks come out on top. But, let's go back to what I've got to say, okay? The Rams have had 10 days to prepare for this game. The Niners have 6. Okay? Number 2, Sean McVay I swear, he's looked at the Niners so much in these past few days. I watched his press conference today. It's actually scary how much he knows about our backup cornerback to our backup cornerback. That's how much he knows this team. It scares me a bit, okay? But it's also kind of funny because, you have to do that much research, when a team is undefeated, I guess. 4-0, okay? Now we get into the game. You just went through the injuries, okay? Niners are down both their starting tackles, McGlinchey and Staley. We got Brunskill and School filling in, guys you've never heard of. Me neither, just kidding. I know the whole Niners team inside out, baby. Go Niners. Okay, number 2, Juszczyk is out, okay? That means the run game is going to be significantly altered. That means that the pass game is going to have to elevate. It's something I'm excited to see. We're going to see Jimmy G to Deebo Samuel, Marquise Goodwin, Dante Pettis, Kenrick Bourne, Jordan Matthews, the whole shebang. We're going to see something come to fruition, hopefully. That's the goal. We're going to see a much better passing game than we have seen these past 4 weeks. The thing is, who even cares about our offense? Okay? Bosa, Buckner, Armstead, and Dee Ford. Yes, you guessed it. Quan Alexander, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. That's our front 7. Those names should just scare you, just hearing that. Robert Salah has been the best defensive coordinator in the whole league so far. He's going to be a head coach next year. That's a mere fact. The Niners have gotten everything done on defense that they possibly can do. They're going to hold the Rams to less than 20 points. A top 10 offense to less than 20 points. I don't even care. The Niners are going to drop at least 30 points, okay, as they have been doing lately. But it's going to be all about that defense, okay? That's all I can tell you is that the Niners defense is going to lock down the Rams. It's going to be a joy to watch. I can't wait to see it. Good luck to you, Colin. You're going to need it. I just want to say I'm sorry to all those Rams fans. Anybody has to play the Niners, really, because we just come in and we just roll over you. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, it doesn't have to be this way. I get it. I get it, though. Okay, why the Rams are favorite? I get it. Okay, Super Bowl contenders. Top 3 team league, best team in the NFC. I hear it all the time. Niners are not a real undefeated team. I get it. Okay, but here's what we do. We play your team, and then all the analysts, they say, oh, that team is not even that good. Guess what? We make them not that good. Thank you very much. Niner faithful, Niner gang, bang, bang. Here we go. Week 6 football.
Yeah, so this is a big game. We're both looking forward to a lot. I know the people who are listening to this are looking forward to it a ton. Zach's got his Niners hat on. We're excited. We're very excited. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Either way, I think it's just fun for this podcast. We've been looking forward to this game for so long, for these teams to go at it. My team might not be where I want them to be at. Your team is exactly where you want them to be at. This is going to be a fun Sunday. Next episode is going to be great. We're going to both be going at it, talking about how this game goes down no matter what the outcome comes out to be. But moving on, we don't got all day to talk about our Niners and our Rams. We're going to talk about the Steelers and Chargers Sunday night football game. I wish our game could have been flexed to this, but, we're just going to have to deal with it. Steelers have their third-string quarterback, Duck, the guy, Delvin Hodges, going in there starting for the Steelers. This is going to be a game for the Chargers to get back to it. We both have the Chargers. Is it pretty much just because they got their third-string quarterback playing?
Yeah, I think that's the extent of it. I think if Rudolph was playing, which it doesn't look like he will, I would be taking the Steelers. Mm-hmm. The Chargers have just looked so horrible. They're so talented. I believe that they can turn this around, so it's not too late. Okay, Gordon just came back. We'll see if he can start getting back in his groove. Eckler's obviously been a tremendous running back. It's been about Rivers, what he could do with the ball. He get it to Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Okay, when's Hunter Henry coming back? Is that secondary going to get healthy? A lot of questions still, but this should be a pretty tight game, I think, just because of how good the Steelers' defense is.
Yeah, no doubt. The Steelers have a great defense. I think it'll be a great game, but I think the Chargers finally get something going with Melvin Gordon. I think it was his first game back. It was whatever, but I think they get something going. Phillip Rivers needs to have a good game. Mike Williams needs to get going. Keenan Allen can't do it all for him. I think they're gonna go out there and get a W and get 500. All right, now into the Monday night game. They got a divisional game. This is gonna be a good game. I mean, the Lions are kind of slept on. They were undefeated until they lost to the Chiefs, but they gave the Chiefs a run for their money. I think this will be a good one. Lions in Lambeau against the Packers. Packers are 4-point favorites. We both got the Pack. Go Pack, go! But give me what you think about this game. Give me some thoughts.
Well, yeah, here's some insight. Okay, Aaron Jones, 4 rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what happens when Devontae Adams comes back. That's all I got to say. That offense should be electric. There's no reason why it can't be. Geronimo, Marquez Valdez should get going again. Jimmy Graham, always there, safe option for Rod to throw the ball to. But it's really about that Packers defense, how they've been playing. Absolutely phenomenal. One of the biggest bright spots of all year. Up there with the Niners in terms of just surprise defenses for everybody. Wasn't surprised to me, obviously, but surprised to everybody else. So just the Packers defense has been really impressive, and I've loved to see it. However, the Lions have a good run game with Kerryon, Johnson, Auburn. Okay, Stafford just got to get to the ball to one of his 2 receivers, Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay. He's got the Hawk as tight end. Defense being led by Darius Slay. Not much beyond him, so we'll see if they can stop Rodgers. Basically, that's what's going to be down. Can you stop Rodgers?
Yeah, this Monday night game will be a fun one to watch. I mean, Matt Patricia, he coming into his second year. No one really knew what was going to happen with those Lions, but he's coming in. He's doing well. Packers got their new coach. They're doing great. I mean, they go in there to Dallas, get a huge win, and now they're coming back home. Last time they were at home, they lost to the Eagles, but they're going to come in here, get a big one. I like what their offense is doing, and, I like what the Packers are doing. So we're rolling with the Packers. So that was our Week 6 picks. 6 weeks of football. It's gone by fast, but we're loving every second of it. This Sunday, as we've talked about a ton, Rams, Niners, big game, big weekend for us. Thank you guys for listening. Zach, what do you got? See you next year?
I mean, not yet, okay? Because guess what? It's going to be about the next episode. It's going to be all about the next episode, baby, when I come on and talk about how my Niners absolutely kicked the Rams' asses. I cannot wait to see it. I'll see you next year. Niner faithful. Niner gang. Bang, bang.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. Horns up.